guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, as you can tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be giving advice to high schoolers in general, whatever grade. I literally just graduated, so I'm now a college freshman, and hopefully this advice will help you. Disclaimer, some of these things are just things you have to learn by you going through it yourself. You know, you could hear the advice, but you won't actually listen to it until it happens to you. With all that being said, let's get into the video. I have my list right here. The first piece of advice that I'm giving is don't skip class. That is one thing. Do not skip class. You're literally only there for 7-8 hours. Just do your work. It'll just take less stress from things. Because if you're skipping and you're not doing your work, and then you're behind on your work, then it becomes a problem. Another piece of advice that I would personally give is to avoid gossiping at any cost. Genuinely, even if your friend doesn't like that person, just try to find the mature way out of that, just both you don't associate yourself with that person. Be the bigger person. I know anyone watching this is probably 15, 16, 17, whatever. Another thing of advice would be to not be so trusting of other people, not be so gullible. This goes with friendships, relationships, anything, period, because people can be different people than who they say they are. People change, and that's okay. But that's exactly why you should have your guard up, especially if you get in a relationship. Don't be too trusting. A friend to all is a friend to none, So pick and choose who you really hang out with. And on a side note that kind of goes into this, don't rush getting in a relationship in high school. Don't do it. I say this because as a 14, 15-year-old, it's a big deal to be in a relationship, but it shouldn't be, because you're literally a child. Honestly, okay, I just graduated, whatever, but you genuinely are a child, and a relationship comes with a lot of mental strain. It's just a lot to handle, especially when you're still in school. You're still doing your studies. It's kind of hard for people to know what a healthy relationship is, or friendship, when you're young, because you're young, you don't have all those experiences to know what that is. But that's what this video's for. I would also say some reasons to not get in a relationship so quick in high school would be because sometimes when you get in a relationship, you kind of forget who you are, especially if you're someone that's clingy or an attachment. There's a certain word, but I just can't think of it right now. You just want to be able to be your own person at the end of the day. It's good to have your partner, that's cool, but to be able to still know who you are in your relationship is good too, especially when you're young, because I feel like that big part of it, you being young, it's easy for your relationship to kind of portray who you are, but you're obviously more than that, and they are more than that as well. Just try to be careful who you're with, that's all. Try to date to marry. Don't jump from relationship to relationship if you're gonna date in high school. And another thing I would say is make sure you and whoever you're gonna get with are on the same terms, face to face, you want to date them to marry, because people get in relationships just a date, literally just a date, and then on to the next. Unfortunately, in this gen especially, it's just normalized. And what's even scarier is they can say they want to date to marry and then move on to the next. So that's why you have to be very careful, especially because even when you're young, people aren't just gonna want to do the innocent things in a relationship. Some people are gonna want more. Teenagers are gonna end up having an intimate life, regardless of how anyone feels about it. It happens. So the only thing you can do is just be safe, be careful who you're with, and just try not to be so gullible. Another piece of advice is to not fall into peer pressure, and this can be the umbrella for multiple things. Let's say cheating on an assignment. We've all done it, But like certain things, just like don't take things too far. Let's say your friend's drinking or smoking and you're like 15. If you don't want to, you don't have to. If you feel like they're pressuring you, that's not really your friend. You know, like your friend shouldn't force you or like make you feel bad about not wanting to do something. And that same thing goes for a relationship too. Your partner should not be making you feel like you should have to do something, and that goes with anything, period. Realize your boundaries. Don't feel pressured into anything. You can say no. Letting you know you have the ability to say no. You don't have to have an explanation for whatever your friend's doing, for whatever your partner wants you to do, etc. You could just say no. They should be able to take that into consideration and understand that and not fight on it. A random little piece of advice would be to get a job, you know, a little part-time job. I'm not saying you have to work 5, 6, 7 days a week, really just 2, 3 days maybe, you know, McDonald's, whatever you could find in your age range, because some places let you start at 14, some places 16, but even if it's just for the summer too, like, the job would be good. Save most of your money. You don't have to save all of it, you know. I personally was forced to save most of my money, and it's a good thing because I do have money in my account now, you know, emergency, something to fall back on. So definitely start that while you're young, while you can. Another thing in high school would be to try to find your hobby. Anything. Reading, painting, playing an instrument, literally anything. Joining a club, whatever. Just try to find your hobby. That way you can explore new things about yourself. That's all for this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this advice helps at least a good few people. Comment below any ideas, like YouTube video ideas, any discussions that I could just yap about on this channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.